Hello and welcome to FPL Mates, your best mate for fantasy Premier League content for the 2021-22 season. My name is Dan and it has come to that time of week where I get to flex my rank in FPL and try and hopefully make some more good decisions that are going to lead to some very, very good FPL scores. So far, so good this season, guys, as you may well know. So yeah, we're going to continue with the trend of hopefully making some good moves, thinking about this in great detail, making those sensible transfers to get us through and to get us those points. We're going to do it all again today. We're going to look at the scores, we're going to make transfers, we're going to choose captains. All about my team today. That's what we're doing. But before we go any further, guys, please do make sure you like the video. Please do make sure you subscribe. And of course, a shout out to the sponsor of this series, which is of course OneFootball, a fantastic mobile app / website for all things football, basically. So guys, if you want to check the scores out for games you might not necessarily be watching, you want to check out the lineups for games, all kinds of things like that, stats, everything, who's getting substituted on, it's all on the OneFootball app. It's fantastic when you can't watch every single game, or if you don't want to watch every single game. We've got Champions League coming up. Maybe you're not going to be watching every single Champions League game, so you do want to have an app that can show you the scores, who's starting, everything like that. Super useful. So guys, it's completely free. Go check it out. There's a link in my description where you can download the app or check out the website. Go for it, guys. You won't regret it. So let's start off by having a look at my scores from game week 3. A score of 71, so another very strong score for a third consecutive game week. Guys, we are on another green arrow, another rank rise. We are up from 4,291 up to 2,903. So we are really getting there. I think the goal now has got to be, well, the next goal, right, has got to be to get into the top 1,000 players. And I think it's going to take me a few game weeks to do that if I can do it. It's going to take me a few game weeks, but I definitely do think this is very possible. I'm really happy with the position I'm in, both in terms of my team and the transfers that I've got banked and the money I've got banked. I'm pretty happy with where I am right now, and I've got a really good idea of what I want to do. But for game week 3, everything went pretty well. Again, obviously there was a couple of disappointments. I think Luke Ayling has been a bit of a disappointment. We know Sanchez against Everton conceded a couple of goals, did make a couple of saves as well, so was able to get those 2 points. But still, a little bit of disappointment there. Luke Shaw kept his first clean sheet of the season, which is nice to see. Trent Alexander-Arnold couldn't keep a clean sheet against Chelsea, but he did get 2 bonus points, so that was very nice. Salah scores a penalty, gets a load of points, 10 points for just 1 penalty goal. That's pretty good, right? Bruno Fernandes, a little bit disappointing. Greenwood, absolutely mad again. Ben Rama, of course, he was a little bit disappointed in this game. He only took, I think, 1 shot and 1 key pass in all of game week 3. So is there concerns there? I don't know. The first couple of game weeks were so nice for Ben Rama that it's difficult to really be too angry with him for one missed game week. But after this international break as well, maybe the form has dropped off a little bit. Can we still say he's in form? I don't know. It's been a few weeks now since his last big performance, I guess, and obviously West Ham are making some signings as well, so that is someone I'm looking at with a little bit of concern there. Same with Ayling, but no time for rush decisions or anything like that. We're still very early in the season, guys. Danny Ings got a nice assist, but then got a yellow card. But we did have Antonio doing an absolute madness. We put the faith in him. We gave him the captain's armband, and he repaid it in full. So super happy with Antonio. He's just doing so well. He's definitely been the player of the Premier League so far this season, right, guys? I'm sure you guys will agree. And then finally, Wilson is continuing to repay the faith that I have put in him from right at the start of the season. He was one of those players where not a lot of people were going for him. He was not really a real template player. He wasn't really that. People weren't really sure about him, but I thought I'd put the faith in him. The risk was always that he might pick up an injury, and as you guys will know, that is kind of happening. So what are we going to do about all of that? Oh, we have a couple of concerns. We've got Cristiano Ronaldo that we probably want to be talking about. We're going to have to make some transfer moves, right, guys? But first of all, let's line up our team for game week 4. How are we going to set up, and what transfers are we going to make, and who are we going to captain to get somehow in the next few game weeks? We're going to try and get into the top 1,000 players in the world. How are we going to do that? Let me show you. So guys, the team value is up to 100.7, and we've got 0.5 in the bank still that we've saved from right from before the season even started. We made sure we had a little bit of money saved, and we of course have 2 transfers to use. So it's a phenomenal position to be in, to be so high ranking right now, but also to have 2 transfers in the bank and money in the bank as well. it's time to be positive, that's for sure. So we're going to try and make the most of this, and we're going to try and make some moves that a lot of other people won't be able to necessarily make, and we're going to do them very, very well as well. So first of all, guys, let's line up who we got at the moment. So we've got Sanchez in goal. This week he plays against Brentford. Very nice fixture for him indeed. As long as Ivan Toney can stay quiet, I'm sure we'll be pretty happy as Brighton defensive owners, I guess. Yeah, Brighton, when we look at them, not just this season, but sort of historically as well over the last year, they have been one of the stronger defensive sides. Brentford have come up into the Premier League, and they haven't really lit the Premier League alight with their attacking play, really. So we could definitely say that this game is a real opportunity for a clean sheet here, a real opportunity, especially a team with the quality of Brighton in defence. They're getting more and more of their defenders, up and going and stuff like that. And yeah, I think this could be a good week for a clean sheet there. So that's what I'm really hoping for out of this game. And I'll tell you why, a little bit more why in a second. We've got Trent Alexander-Arnold up against Leeds. Now, Leeds do pose a little bit of an attacking threat, but with them potentially without Rafinha, with Bamford not really being in too good form, really, we do potentially wonder where the goals are going to come from Leeds. I mean, Leeds obviously are capable of scoring goals, but they're not quite at the races yet, are they? So Trent Alexander-Arnold, we are going to be looking mostly at his attacking play. Leeds have kind of shown some defensive fragility so far this season. So maybe an odd assist or something like that would be absolutely amazing. If a clean sheet is really a bonus when we're talking about Trent Alexander-Arnold, and it's the attacking contributions we're really looking for. So looking forward to see if he can produce something like that. Luke Shaw is coming off the back of a lovely, lovely clean sheet. Can he get another one in this game? Maybe. Again, he's another player that we are looking at their attacking play. We are hoping that Luke Shaw is going to whip some crosses in, particularly to the new man, Cristiano Ronaldo. That would be pretty incredible, right? Luke Shaw whipping it into Ronaldo. You can see it now, and I'm sure it will make a lot of us FPL managers very, very pleased indeed. And then we're going to finish off the defense here with Shane Duffy, who is coming in off the bench. I bought him in last week and sold Simicast for him because I just like the look of Duffy, who's been playing really, really well for Brighton so far this season, and I'm hoping that he's going to stay in the team. And a few guys will probably be asking, is Duffy going to play or not? Everything kind of suggests that he will continue to play, but of course you never know, do you? So I don't want to say with too much certainty, but I would expect that he probably does play, and if he does, home game, an away game against Brentford, just like Sanchez. I've doubled up on the Brighton defence here. It's a little bit risky in a way, but at the same time, these are two very, very cheap players, and if they can get me a clean sheet between them, that's a lot of points instantly. We're talking 12 points between those two players just instantly. You could definitely see it happening in this game, and I'm really, really hoping for that, really, to be honest. Moving on into midfield, we have got Mo Salah against Leeds. Like I said, Leeds showing a bit of defensive fragility, so guys, Salah is going to be one of the big players this game week, a player that we really do need to be keeping a close eye on. Definitely a player you could potentially captain in this game week as well. We're really, really liking the look of him. Not just for this game against Leeds, but then with Crystal Palace and then Brentford after. Liverpool do have some really nice fixtures, so Salah is definitely not a player that should be going anywhere from your teams. I know a few people sold Salah last week before he played against Chelsea, but that was punished immediately when Salah scored the penalty goal. So you never know, even when things are, you don't have an amazing fixture or there's not many chances, Salah will shoot very often from all kinds of positions, and often it will find the back of the net. And even when that doesn't happen, he's going to get opportunities in the form of things like penalties. So it happens. He scores goals. He's an FPL god. He's an FPL legend. He's in all of our teams for a very good reason. So yeah, think twice about before selling him for sure. We've got Bruno Fernandes, who out of the premiums I would be much more willing to part ways with, just because the last couple of game weeks has been a little bit disappointing in FPL terms. He's blanked 2 game weeks in a row now, and it's not just that he's blanked, it's that maybe he is not showing his full potential of a player of that value. When you pay 12 million for a player, you really do need the kind of player who is taking so many shots, a player who is creating so much, and I'm not really sure that is what Fernandes is. Obviously, he's fantastic. If he was at a price around 10 million, then that would be a really good price for him, right? We'd all be really hyped up about Fernandes, but unfortunately he is 12 million, and of course with Ronaldo coming in, it's going to take away the penalties, and penalties was so much of what Fernandes was producing FPL wise. Remember, guys, we're just talking about FPL here. it was so much of what he was producing in terms of FPL. You know, those penalty goals were leading to, bonus points as well. So he was getting so many points last week because of those penalties. It was putting him as one of the midfielders who was taking the most shots, generating the most expected goals, most shots in the box. But that was because of the penalty goals. Now, if Ronaldo's coming in and he's going to take those penalties, and that's what we're expecting to happen, to be fair, then that's taking away so much of the appeal of Fernandes. So we've got a real concern here in Bruno Fernandes. I really feel like it's the price, 12 million. It's too much for what he is going to be able to offer us now. And he's not going to be the main man anymore. He's not going to be the talisman anymore. There's concerns, guys. Okay, there's concerns. I'm well aware of this. We've got Greenwood, who is far less concerning, mostly because he's 7.7 million or 7.5 million when I first put him in my team, and absolutely phenomenal. He's scoring goals pretty much every week. He's becoming a bit of a goal machine. He's outperforming Bruno, really. And I did say at the beginning of the season, I feel like, if I'm completely honest, I think Greenwood is going to outscore Bruno over the first few game weeks where we know Greenwood's going to play. I went on record with that, and that's exactly what's happened. And, I do think that's going to continue. Sancho potentially with a little bit of a knock. Rashford's still not in the team. Dan James has left the club now. It is going to probably mean that Greenwood is going to be playing probably until Rashford comes back, to be fair, because you can't really drop a Greenwood when he's in this kind of form. So although Ronaldo is going to take that striker spot, I do really expect, probably until Rashford comes back, we're probably talking about Sancho on the left, Greenwood on the right, Bruno behind the striker, and of course we're going to have Ronaldo as the main striker. But Greenwood, I don't think he's going to lose his place at all. I know a few people will probably be concerned about it. I was concerned myself, but seeing how Manchester United lined up last week, and also seeing how well Greenwood continues to play, Dan James leaving the club, so much points towards Greenwood keeping his spot in the team. So no panic needed there. I thought there was going to we were going to have some panic with Ronaldo coming in, but I don't think we need to panic at all, really, guys. And we're going to finish off with the midfield with Benrahma. Obviously, there was a slight disappointment last week, but a game against Southampton, West Ham in the form that we are. Can Benrahma get a little bit more involved than he was last game? That's all I'm kind of hoping for. I do prefer Benrahma through the middle. It does seem like he might be permanently shifted out to the left now. Fornal's taking the central spot, or maybe Vlasic even taking the central spot. So there is maybe even a little bit of rotation risk, particularly when the European competition comes back. So yes, there are some slight concerns about Benrahma. You guys who have watched my video so far this week will know, I've sort of explained this in a little bit more detail in my buy, sell, keep, avoid video. So do go check that out if you want me to talk a little bit more about Benrahma. But yeah, we've got this game against Southampton. I would imagine that Benrahma does start this game, and I'm just hoping for a good performance, and we'll potentially think about moving him on to someone like Rafinha for game week 5. That's kind of my early thoughts on next game week's transfer. It would be Benrahma to Rafinha. But we'll discuss that properly next week, I suppose. So let's go up front. We're starting off with Danny Ings, who is I've nicely renamed Danny Fixture Swings, because his fixtures have swung so much from these lovely 3 opening fixtures, where, to be fair, he has returned in each of the opening 3 fixtures, to this horrible lot. Chelsea away, Everton at home, Manchester United away, and Spurs away, all in a row. Even after that, it doesn't look good. I think they've got like Arsenal and West Ham and teams like that after that as well. So honestly, guys, Danny Ings, it is definitely time to sell him, and I'm not gonna make any surprises here. Danny Ings is hopefully going to be one of the players I sell this game week. We're going to talk about that in a second. We've got Antonio here. Still a beast. I don't think we need to talk too much about Antonio, really, because he's one amazing player. He's doing so well. When he is fit, he is a cheat code. He is an FPL cheat code. So yeah, I'm happy to just keep rolling with him for as long as physically possible. If he stays fit, and I hope he gets some rest during the Europa League games for West Ham, and then we're just going to see what Antonio can do. If he can stay fit, he's definitely more than capable of a 20-goal season. Like, he really is. So you're getting essentially a player who is getting premium scores for 7.9 million just because he's injury prone. It's amazing. But speaking of players who are injury prone and maybe a little bit more presently injured, the Dorito of death has landed on Callum Wilson. So annoying. Obviously, we're not actually going to find out the full extent of the injury until tomorrow. So maybe by the time you watch this video, the information is already out. You already know what the situation is with Callum Wilson. But Steve Bruce hasn't done his press conference yet as I record this video and as I release this video as well. So when we find out what the extent of Wilson's injury is, we're going to have a much better idea. But we know it's a kind of a minor niggling injury. He was able to continue playing on with the injury. He just had to manage himself a little bit. He kind of felt a little bit tight in his leg. He's had a couple of weeks off now, a couple of weeks to rest and manage the injury a little bit. Is he going to be better for this game week? I don't know yet. We'll find out tomorrow, or hopefully we'll get at least a better idea tomorrow. The thing is, it's a game against Manchester United anyway. So provided, and this is the thing with Wilson, this is my thoughts with Wilson right now. If he is only injured for one game, the game against Manchester United, then I think I can live with that. I think I will keep him. I will just bite the bullet, keep him in my team, because next up we've got Leeds at home and then Watford and then Wolves, which is, you know, Wilson is a player you guys will know that I really have so much time for. I really like him. When he scores goals, he's the only person who scores goals at Newcastle, and when he scores goals he also gets bonus points as well. So there is so much to love about him. Just the fact that he's injury prone is just always this problem. So as long as you own him at the right moments when he is fit, you will get those FPL points, and that's what we've kind of done so far. So if he's unavailable for 1 week, I will just put him on the bench. We'll cover him with a player on my bench. If he is out for a little bit longer, then I'm going to have to rethink not just my transfer strategy long term, but short term. It will completely change the transfers I make. But yeah, what I'm going to do, guys, today, we'll bring up the bench. So, guys, if Wilson is unavailable for 1 game week, look what I got on the bench. We've got Brownhill against Everton. I'm pretty happy to just go for that, to be honest. We'll just go for Brownhill. We'll take a 2-pointer. If we're completely honest, Wilson against Manchester United away, it was pretty likely that he was only going to get a 2-pointer anyway, so I don't mind taking a 2-pointer from Brownhill, to be honest, just for 1 week. Sometimes you just got to kind of be patient, take the L, rather than trying to mess about and completely change your whole team or take minuses. You just got to take the L for 1 week. So if there's a short-term injury or he's not fit, Wilson stays. If he doesn't play in for this game week 4, Brownhill comes in. That's fine. I can live with that. I can honestly live with that. So yeah, the situation is, we're going to assume for the sake of this video that Wilson is at least going to be, you know, available from game week 5. So we're going to assume that Wilson is fit or only injured for 1 game week. So if that is the case, he doesn't have a long-term injury, and I don't think he will have a long-term injury, this is the transfer move that I am going to make. It's a double move. Let's throw it on screen, guys. It is Bruno Fernandes out, Danny Ings out, and we're going to replace him with Jota and Ronaldo. Yes, we are doing it. It's so obvious. These are such obvious transfer moves to me. It makes so much sense. And if you're one of those people who did transfer out Tsimikas last week, just like I did, because I just wanted Tsimikas gone. I knew he wasn't going to be useful anymore, and I didn't want him to block future moves for Liverpool players. We've got Jota, who is going to play this game week because Firmino is injured, / unavailable. Firmino's not going to be able to play in this game week, or maybe even a couple of game weeks. So Jota is going to be, got these amazing fixtures: Leeds, Crystal Palace, Brentford, and he's going to be starting. And when Jota starts, he matches Salah for FPL output. In terms of per minute played, Jota is just as good as Salah. It's just that he plays kind of less. So it really is an incredible player to own at the right times. If we know that Firmino is out, Jota essentially becomes a must-have. It's like a Salah version 2, but for only 7.6 million. So it's amazing. It's an amazing player to buy, and I'm so happy that I'm in a position where I can get him in fairly easily, and also allows me to get Ronaldo at the same time. So we've really upgraded our team, and this is what transfers should all be about. They should be about really improving your team. If your transfer is not really improving your team that much, then maybe you need to reconsider whether it's worth doing it. But this one is it really has improved my team so much. It's given me a new captain option, guys. Let's just throw it on the pitch. Come on, captain is gonna be Cristiano Ronaldo. We're going to put the vice captain on Mo Salah as well. And this is, suddenly, you look at this, and assuming Wilson is fit, we've got another incredible team for another game week. Pretty much everyone has good fixtures, aside from Wilson, who might not play anyway. Brown, we'll take the L, just take 2 points from one player for one game week, and play the long game, have that little bit of patience there. I think that's going to work out really well, to be fair. And and suddenly we've got a really good team. We've used both our transfers. We've still got 0.4 million in the bank for future upgrades. You know, if I want to do a Benrahma to Rafinha next game week, for example, I've got the money to do that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And yeah, and you know, we continue that role that we're on. I just really like the look of this team that you're seeing in front of you. I think this works. I know people are going to be like, oh, what if Duffy doesn't play? Well, you know, these things happen. We've got to take it on the chin if it doesn't happen. We are expecting Duffy to play, but you could say a similar thing about anyone. You could say, what if Greenwood doesn't play? What if Benrahma doesn't play? You know, we can't continue to think about that. Let's just play the odds and try and think of players who are very likely to play, and Duffy does represent that. We are probably thinking, well, what about Wilson? Guys, you can't have everything 100% go your way every time. I already have a contradiction here where I've got Luke Shaw as a defender and Wilson as a striker. If Wilson doesn't play, and I kind of, you know, I could be sad like, oh, I can't believe Wilson didn't play this game week. That might end up meaning that Shaw keeps a clean sheet because Wilson, you know, is the main goal threat for Newcastle. So I've actually gained in a way from that working. So you can't have everything 100% go your way every single game week, and you have to be okay with that and kind of play the long game rather than just thinking short term. Try and play the long game a little bit, and I think that's going to be really beneficial to you guys. But anyway, that's just my general thoughts and musings on how I'm kind of approaching FPL right now. That is what my team is going to look like, unless Wilson has a long-term injury, in which case I will need to rethink things. I have a couple of ideas, but I don't want to, you know, confirm anything now because we don't know. But guys, I will obviously give my final team on Twitter and in my deadline stream as well. So do stay tuned for those videos as they come out in the that video video stream, whatever you want to call it. It will be out on Saturday morning UK time anyway. But there we go, guys. Thanks for watching. If you did like this video, please do press the like button. Please do subscribe as well if you're new. We've got to try and get to 100,000 subscribers at some point in the next couple of months. I think that would be absolutely amazing. I think it's so possible as well. So please do help me out if you can in that regard. I would massively appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, guys, I am going to be streaming 1 hour before the deadline for Game Week 4. I'm going to be streaming from Bournemouth, actually, because I'm going away for a few days. You know, some of you guys might know I've kind of cancelled my wedding and I've had COVID, and you know, I'm out of my isolation now, so I'm just going to go away for a couple of days and clear my head. But I am still going to be doing a deadline stream, guys, because I wouldn't want to miss that for the world. You know, I love doing streams and stuff. So yeah, I've waffled on for long enough. I'm sure a lot of you are very, very bored of hearing my voice, so thank you for watching, guys. If you're not bored of my voice, go check out the other videos I've made this week. They're all going to be super beneficial and helpful to you guys. But aside from that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later, mates. Bye bye.